Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network.
Girls of all.
Apologize for that echo right there. It's just testing out the stream in the background, and I guess I forgot to mute it. But nonetheless, folks, welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. Here we are tonight with the Mid-South iRacing Tour once again at the Five Flag Speedway for the season opener of the 2022-2023 winter season. Just give me one moment as I get everybody a link to watch this video, and there it is. And now we are ready to go. So, a big field of cars here tonight with the Mid-South iRacing Tour. An amazing turnout on the left side of your screen right there. Just a crazy turnout. You see the top 20 right there. We'll have it show up to where it splits. But unofficially, right now, 40 Super Late models have taken time. We got 3 left in the pit area that still have yet to complete a lap. So a really good field of cars here. As right now at the top of those, a new face to the WD Broadcasting Network, Dylan Courtney in the 22 machine, sitting at the top of the speed charts. You see him at the end of pit road right there. Right behind him, the 52 of Peyton Howell. Shane Williamson in the 31 machine. He's sitting in at the 3rd spot right now. So we saw him win the online All-American 400 last Saturday night. Colby McDonald in the 5th position. As I say that, Drew Chance going to the top of the speed charts late in the practice session here, so still some speed left on the racetrack. Those of you that are unfamiliar to the Five Flag Speedway, let me give you a little bit of a walk around as Drew Chance heads down the back straightaway and into turns 3 and 4. Five Flags, a half mile located in Pensacola, Florida, home of the Snowball Derby, obviously. If you are a fan of super late model racing or short track racing at all, you have definitely heard of the Snowball Derby a few times in your days. Tonight we are going 200 laps, 100 laps short of what the real distance is, but folks, we did just get out of a 100 lap pro late model race at this very track. I actually participated in that event. It was a pretty fun little race, and look forward to more of them as well. Might even see some on the WD Broadcasting Network YouTube channel if you're watching there. So we're going to be uploading some iRacing content within the next couple of weeks, and hopefully build up what all we can do in the next couple of months. But nonetheless, tonight at the Five Flag Speedway, breaking out our first ever stream on the YouTube channel. So glad we finally got that set up. Looking forward to more fun there. But yeah, Five Flags here tonight. Should be a pretty good race. 200 laps of racing action for us here, so it should be quite the event. Rumor has it we might be having one of my broadcasting partners, Colton Coe, make an appearance in the booth with us here. So it just is all going to depend on this qualifying session. A few stats with the Mid-South iRacing Tour, specifically at the Five Flag Speedway. We've had 3 prior appearances here at the Five Flag Speedway. The current track record being set by Mark Keatman a couple seasons ago with a 16.089. Looks like these guys are well off that here tonight, so we might not be able to see a new track record. Last season, Michael Bumgarner picked up the victory. Don't think he's in the session with us here tonight, but he did end up winning the season opener last season, sorry. The other 2 appearances were won by the 2-time champion Carter Russo. So Russo looking to do good once again at Five Flags, but right now he's currently sitting in the 19th position in the 21 machine. So he's going to have a lot of work to do to get towards the top of the speed charts right now. Jeb Jones has made a good lap, and he's at the top of the board. So time is really close there. You see on the left side of your screen that top 10 all separated just by a couple of 100ths of a second. And even back to 31st right there, I believe I saw a 16.4. So the time's incredibly tight here. in the Mid-South iRacing Tour, a lot of good competitions. I mean, it's a 2/10 battle back to about 39th place, so everybody within the same little bit of time here, but magical number here tonight is 24, as the top 24 cars will be making the A main event. No last chance qualifiers, just a 5-minute qualifying session to figure out who exactly will be in this race. So that's coming up at you in just about 2 minutes, 30 seconds. While we're in this practice session, I'd like to take a chance to thank some of the sponsors here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour, particularly the Super Late Model Division. So Jake Brooks with Brooks Motorsports putting this series on. Thank you, Jake, for giving us a place to race on Wednesday nights. Should be a great race here tonight. Big car count, always fun. I will be right back. Got to take a quick phone call here on the W Broadcasting Network, but we will be back in time for qualifying. You're going to see it nonstop from the Digger camera, so I apologize, but I will be right back. Folks, I am back. I apologize for the little inconvenience. I got a call from my boss in real life, and for those of you that are out and about in the real world, have an actual job, that's really important, so I had to take that call. But we are back here on the W Broadcasting Network with about 20 seconds left in practice, and this is going to be the moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the night is going to start with the Mid-South iRacing Tour, the qualifier. Everybody just trying to get their last-minute adjustments made before the qualifying session. Not really much you can adjust here, but these guys on a fixed setup here tonight, but they do have a few changes that they can make with steering and brake bias, things like that. It's really just a preference thing, but it's crazy how much a little change can affect how your car runs. But nonetheless, the checker flag waves. In practice, quick time in that practice session was Dylan Courtney, who we saw at the top of the show. So on your screen right now are the practice results, the top 18 right there on your screen. And oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have an open qualifier, so this is going to be exciting. This is going to be an event right here. We'll put the top 20 on the left side of your screen and just see who exactly will make this race. But nonetheless, qualifying results right there. Sorry, practice results. Excuse me. Right here, looking for the magical number of top 24. So as they make their way onto the racetrack, we'll try and get through them as quickly as we can. As they make their way out of turns 3 and 4 right there. It is a green flag racetrack as soon as they hit the stripe. So lap times will start to click in. Caden Bailey, the first of those. Peyton Hamlet as well. Guys really start to go around. Remember, the fastest time that we saw in that practice session was a 16:32. So we're going to see if anybody can replicate that here tonight. But right now, at the top of those, JD Legg in the 32. And as I say that, Peyton Howell jumps up to the top of the standings. This is going to be a fun, little open qualifier here, as we have 17 cars that have taken time. It's going to be a really big strategy game to see who exactly wants to go and when they're going to go. Is the main thing here. Is the track is going to be packed for a long time. 40 super late models. Peyton Howell jumping back up to the top of the board. So he looks like he's got the number 52 machine figured out pretty well here tonight. Dalton Collins in the 95 machine. He currently sits in the 8th position. He's working lap number 3 right now, trying to just improve it a little bit. Right now he's in the show, but he's got some room to grow if he wants to improve that starting position. It's to his inside, the 53 machine, Matthew Bonzaleski. He's currently on the bubble in the 24th spot, so he's going to really have to pick it up if he wants a shot. And as I say that, he gets knocked out. So the current bubble is Julian Valdez, the number 21 machine. Saw him Sunday night with the Dirt Series here on the WWE Broadcasting Network, and Dylan Courtney goes to the top of the board. About halfway in this qualifying session, and so far 32 cars have taken time. A couple more drivers making their way onto the track. Right here you see the 66 machine, Kendrick Crayer. Going to start his qualifying run. He goes up to the top of the racetrack, but with that much traffic on the track, I don't know if that was the move, and he makes contact. This could spell disaster for Crayer here. If the 66 machine does not make a lap, he's not in the show. So one of the struggles with open qualifying is at first making a lap, and then you got to make a good one. Is the next thing. David Hill right now, the 38 machine, or sorry, 03 machine. He is in the 24th spot on the bubble. With a couple more cars were quick in qualifying, he might have to go back out and improve that lap time a little bit. Still right now, Dylan Courtney, top of the board, the 22 machine. So this right here, folks, just gives us a good idea of how, exactly how packed this racetrack is. There's only a little bit of room, really, to get a good lap in and quickly. So these guys are going to have to work for it if they want a shot in the show. So right now, still nothing really has changed. David Hill on the transfer spot. We approach 1 minute left in the qualifying session. And if you look at the top 20 on your screen, a great field of cars. Just a lot of names that we recognize right there. You see Jeb Jones in the 37 machine, Drew Chance. Mark Keatman, last season's champion. Shane Williamson, the All-American 400 weekend All-American 400 winner this weekend. Peyton Hamlet, he actually won the pro race just before this, so he's trying to make it 2 in a row here tonight. Carter Russo, the 2-time champion. Dalton Collins, who's had so many good runs with the Mid-South iRacing Tour. I mean, there is an immense amount of talent here. We are about to see it put on display for 200 laps around Five Flags Speedway. Is everybody making their last-minute attempts at a qualifying run right here? Still, Kendrick Crayer in the 66 machine, yet to take a lap. He's working lap number 12 right now, but unfortunately he's not made a clean lap any of those 12 that he's attempted. So I believe right here he's going to have a little bit of clean track, but this right here is going to have to be it. He's going to have to be perfect. Crayer in the 66 machine goes 15th quick. That'll put him into the show right now. The bubble is Ethan Wolf in the 112 machine in the 24th spot. And that right there will do it for qualifying. 34 cars took a time right there. A couple guys electing to not make a qualifying effort. But right there on the left side of your screen, that right there is your starting lineup. As we'll put up the qualifying results on your screen right here. And that'll give me a moment to catch my breath, as that was a really intense qualifying session. So, right there, Colby McDonald on top of the point standings. He kind of snuck up there late. I apologize, but Dylan Courtney second, Jeb Jones in the 3rd position. Peyton Howell, Chase Pierce, Drew Chance, last season's champion, Mark Keatman, Dustin Smith, Bladen Edwards, and J.D. Legg rounding out your top 10. As you see, the rest of your field right here. Or trying to, at least. There we go. Kind of the rest of your field, but Godfrey rounding out the top 20. We've seen him quite a bit on the WD Broadcasting Network, and rounding out your field will be Ethan Wolf, the number 112 machine. I don't yet know if we have any provisionals, but we will see them as they come to the grid. But right there, everybody else that did not take a time on the bottom right there. But 34 cars made a time, and only 24 of them will start. So on the pole will be the number 26 machine of Colby McDonald right there. To his outside, Dylan Courtney. A couple guys making their first start in recent memory with the Mid-South iRacing Tour. Jeb Jones, Peyton Howell in row number 2. Row 3 will be the 17 of Chase Pierce, and rolling off to his outside, it'll be Drew Chance. In position number 7 on the bottom side of row number 4, Mark Keatman is going to roll off next to Dustin Smith. Bladen Edwards, J.D. Legg make up row number 5, round out the top 10. The 53 right there, Shane Williamson going to roll off position 11 next to the two-time champion Carter Russo to his outside. Right there, Peyton Hamlet, the winner of the Pro Late Model race, and to his outside door, it'll be Julian Valadez. Cody Brinson in the 98 machine, and Kendrick Crayer, Dalton Collins, Colton Coe, Brennan Schaller, Austin Godfrey, Preston Bors, Cooper Ward, Nick Smith, Ethan Wolf, John Piette, and Jake Brooks rounding out the field. So it'll be 26, I believe, or maybe 25 cars starting this one. But we had a couple provisionals out back, John Piette and Jake Brooks. Brooks obviously putting on the league. He can race in his own series, as well as John Piette for putting up John Piette for putting up the Wisconsin Wings and Walleyes Quick Time Award. And this week, it'll be picked up by Colby McDonald in the number 26 machine. So a shout out to Mr. Piette for doing that for us. But up front, Colby McDonald down the back straightaway. As they head around Five Flags Speedway, the light's still on the iRacing.com pace car. And as we bring them around this time, folks, I want to see it in the chat. Who are you rooting for? And give them a nice wave. There's a lot of wave emojis, or you can just type in the word wave. But nonetheless, this is our first ever virtual wave lap. So I'd like to see a lot of participation down in the chat below. I got it pulled up on my phone as well as my laptop next to me. So whatever you got to say, who you're cheering for, what you had for lunch today, doesn't really matter to me. Just be positive down there, as we're going to get set and ready to go. Green flag racing in just a moment is on the top of your screen. You're going to see the lineup go by right there, but I do apologize, folks. Something with my timing and scoring system here. It will actually show the guys that did not make the race, so I do apologize for that, but just kind of focus your attention on the top 25 there, as they are the cars on the racetrack. So as they head into turns 1 and 2, you see the lights dropping away on the iRacing.com pace car, which is going to mean that we are going green next time by. So it's going to be Colby McDonald, Dylan Courtney, Jeb Jones, Peyton Howell. Into turns 3 and 4, the pace car drops to the bottom side of the racetrack. Colby McDonald, Dylan Courtney. We are racing down into turns 1 and 2 to kick off the Mid-South iRacing Tour season. Down the back straightaway for the first time here tonight, and into turns 3 and 4. Colby McDonald will have the lead. Jones sideways into the 37 machine, and a massive pileup. Oh my goodness, folks. Problems in the front of the pack. You saw it there. The 37 machine just got a little bit too much going into the corner, really, and he's kind of looped it in front of the field. We'll take a look at what happened, but just a really unlike Jeb Jones moment there. You saw him going into turns 3 and 4. He might have had a little bit of contact, but it doesn't look like there was any contact. The rear end just kind of stepped out on him, and just a lot of controversy. Some people just getting into the break a little bit too late. You see the stack up on the top of the racetrack, and everybody just trying to get through and work their way by slowly. But we'll take another look at that from our friends up in the Goodyear Blimp. But a lot of guys going to be having damage here after the first couple corners. So not a really good sign for the rest of this race. But Jeb Jones, you see, had definitely no contact going in there. Just might have had a little bit too much rear brake bias there, and just got in a little bit too hot, and everybody just see piling in right there. You see Preston Boers 2 seasons ago, he won at the South Boston Speedway. John Piette piling in there as well. Mark Keatman, the champion, turned around in the back. So a lot of big names collected in the first incident, and that'll put us under caution for the first time, and it is only lap number 4. As up front, it is Colby McDonald in the 26 machine with a really good looking ride right there. Can't quite make out what the designs is on the bottom, but before the end of the night, we will be figuring that out and giving them a nice shout out, because that is a pretty sweet looking ride that Colby McDonald is repping right there. As field beginning to double up, race control not quite ready to send them back. Green flag racing, as you see, lights still on the iRacing.com pace car. So everybody getting set and ready to go racing next time by. Never mind. The lights didn't go out. That's a little bit of a blind spot right there. The blind spot right there just kind of made it hard to see the lights. You guys get what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I believe we're getting the one to go signal this time by, as you see the field start to double up behind the pace car there. As they make their way into turns 1 and 2, they do go out this time. So we will be going back green flag racing next time by. I'll just go ahead and go through my chat here, what all I can see. Jeb Jones giving me a let's go. Hopefully it's a good night. It's going to take a lot from me. I got a nice cold Coke next to me. A lot of people cheering for Mark Keatman. I see a couple Carter Russo fans. A lot of Colton Co fans as well. So the drivers know that you're cheering for them, but here we are, about to go back racing. Colby McDonald, Dylan Courtney, once again. This time, we're going to try it again. Back into turns 1 and 2. We are racing at 5 flags. Down the back straightaway, McDonald going to get away nicely once again and into turns 3 and 4. Nobody really going to have anything for him as they go through the third corner right there. Leader of lap number 7 will be Colby McDonald. Is everybody kind of starting to get spread out here? You see everybody down the back straightaway. A good field of super late models making their way around the 5 flag speedway. Right now, Colby McDonald, your leader. Peyton Howell, a little bit quicker that last time around, maybe trying to get up to the front of the pack quickly. See everybody looking a little bit slidey here tonight. Set up very loose at 5 flag speedway, especially when we're using the iRacing default setup. And as I say that, the caution flag flies. Looks like it's Brandon Schaller in the 12 machine, stopped on the inside wall, heading towards turns 1 and 2. We'll take a look and see what exactly happened. Looks like right here, battling with Carter Russo in the 21 machine. He's coming out of the corner. Yeah, right there, exactly what I was talking about earlier. Just set up a little bit free, and see right there, turn 4 is one of the worst spots here on the track, especially at the 5 flag speedway. It's just really hard to get off and get the power down without spinning those rear tires. And you saw right there, Brandon Schaller just grabs the inside wall there, and I think that might have been it. And that's going to be the rest of the night for Brandon Schaller. So a couple of cars already many laps down. Sorry, a couple of cars already a couple laps down. Brandon Schaller, one of those. He is actually withdrew from the event. Nick Smith and Jeb Jones also find themselves a lap down. Colton Coe in the pits in the number 78 machine. Trying to find his box right there. Don't really know what exactly the strategy game being played right here is. Maybe just trying to get out of the mess in the front, but nonetheless, he's going to go all the way back to the 23rd spot. Last spot on the lead lap. So everybody making their way around the 5 flags speedway. Top 20 being displayed on the left side of your screen there. Under caution for the second time. 13 laps in. Still your leader, Colby McDonald. Looks like he gets away nicely, but Peyton Howell and Dylan Courtney were starting to reel him in there as the green flag laps went by. So if we get a long run, we might see this 26 machine kind of give up that lead as they put more laps on these tires, but right now it's still early. We've got a lot of racing left to go at the Five Flags Speedway. And another thing about the timing and scoring system, folks, the way iRacing does this is you're allowed to have a certain number, which you see right there. I'm trying to find an example here. The number, say, on your screen, you see the number 31 of Shane Williamson, but right here you see he has the number 53 on the left side door of that race car. So I do apologize if the numbers don't exactly match up. We're trying to get that worked out here within the Mid-South iRacing Tour League and just get everybody under coordination to get their numbers all the same, but I do apologize. I'm actually going to be going by what is on the car, so I will be referring to Shane Williamson as 53, and right behind him another example, Cody Brinson says 94 on the left side of your screen. It's actually 98, so I'm going to be referring to what the visual on the car shows, so just trying to make sure we're all on the same page as the field makes their way into turns 3 and 4. Doubled up behind the iRacing.com pace car. It's going to make the hard left turn onto pit road as they fly by the camera there. Pace car off the speedway. McDonald goes nice and early this time, but Howell's going to be there on his outside. As Howell's going to get a good run through the center of the corner there. He's going to power around the outside out of turn number 2. New leader Peyton Howell on lap number 16. We saw Howell get a really good restart there that time coming out of turn number 4. And it's going to play to his benefit. He takes the lead on lap number 17 right now. Dylan Courtney trying to get around Colby McDonald for the second position. You see the 22 just about making contact with the 26. Looks like they're going to single a file out for now. Drew Chance and J.D. Legg were side by side there for a moment. Kendrick Crayer on the bottom of the racetrack. He made contact with that inside wall. You see the damage there on the front left fender right there. He's got a little bit of damage, making more contact right there with Cody Brinson. So it looks like everybody able to get away safely right here, but up front, side by side for the third position. The All-American 400 winner last Saturday night, Shane Williamson trying to get around Dylan Courtney for the third spot. It's into turns 3 and 4. Courtney kind of holding him tight here. Pretty early for these guys to be given that much room, but down the back straightaway. Williamson sliding up the slightest bit of contact there. Courtney in the 22 is going to go around, and they are going to have to get on the binders. Everybody piling in, and everybody almost involved right there. Everybody stopped on the front straightaway. Just really poor execution there by everybody behind them to just not get on the binders right there. We'll take another look from the Goodyear blimp to see what exactly happened to the 22 machine. We saw the contact with Williamson and Courtney, but we'll take another look from the Goodyear blimp to see what exactly happened. You do know, folks, that that angle, particularly into turns 3 and 4, is very hard for these drivers. It's just a weird angle that the corner goes. It kind of tightens up right about there, and you see, yeah, the corner tightens up, and Williamson just gets up the racetrack the slightest bit. The 22 machine was just right there, and just the contact, and oh wow, Cody Brinson in the 98 just about going up and over. But you see everybody once again just stopped on the racetrack. A couple cars way out in the back. Managed to get it slowed down in time, but you saw the 29 machine, Preston Boers, involved once again. The 17, Chase Pierce. But nonetheless, under caution once again. 23 laps in and quite a few to go. So hopefully these guys get it figured out and want to race green flag racing. It's been pretty good racing up at the front until that little moment right there. There's one thing we're actually going to do right here, folks. I'm going to do you guys all a favor and zoom out that camera just a little bit so you can see a little bit more from this third TV camera we got. We got a plethora of cameras here available to us with the WD Broadcasting Network. Obviously, all of our TV cameras that we normally do, the starter camera, which I should be watching restarts from, but I guess kind of fumbled the bag on that one. Our turn 1 camera, the turn 2 exit camera right there. You see the backstretch camera where the cars come right at you. See everybody flying by right here. Kendrick Crayer, the 66 machine, getting the wave around up top. Our turn 3 entry cam, and one of my favorites right here on the bottom of the racetrack. You guys remember the old NASCAR, on Speed TV? Is it Speed? Something like that? I think I might be the only one that remembers that, but right there, Ethan Wolf going over the digger camera. One of my favorite cameras I've ever seen on a NASCAR race brought into the iRacing world. So, a really fun addition to the WD Broadcasting Network, but nonetheless, we are back double file and getting ready to send them back green flag racing this time by. We're actually going to watch from the starter camera this time around. I kind of forgot I had it there for a second. But the pace car making its way into turns 3 and 4, dropping to the bottom side of the racetrack. You're going to see the field in the bottom right, the top right of your screen, but nonetheless, they are already back going, and out of turn number 4, you saw the 78 machine there. Colton Coe going for a slide. Don't really know what exactly happened, but nonetheless, we're going to take a quick look and see what happened. I do see race control making these restarts single file, so we'll take a look at what happened to the 78 machine of Coe. You see him with Jeb Jones to his inside, just gets into the throttle, and might have missed a shift there, spun the tires a little bit, but nonetheless, that did not look very good. He just kind of got a little bit loose and spun it around. He's back onto pit road, maybe getting that damage fix on the 78 machine. You see Collins right there in the 95 also collected. Well, yeah, I believe Coe right there grabbing potentially a fast repair, getting that 78 machine all nice and bandaged up before we send them back green. But yeah, race control making the switch to single file restarts here, trying to get some green flag laps going here. Sorry, I lost my words there for a second, but nonetheless, folks, I thank you for tuning in so far. If you made it to this point, I think you're going to be committed for the entire rest of the race. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe if you're on YouTube. I kind of forgot we're doing that now, but if anybody's watching this from YouTube, hello. And we look forward to giving you guys more content here in the future. But yeah, like I was saying, make sure you guys like, subscribe, share the video with your friends. Just trying to broaden the community here for the WD Broadcasting Network. You never know what you're going to see on here. Last weekend we streamed the longest running super late model race, sim race. 25 years. That race has been going on, and the 25th anniversary was right here on the WD Broadcasting Network. So I could not do that with all of you guys that show support to this channel all the time. I'd like to thank you guys, as I usually do. But nonetheless, back under yellow once again at the Five Flags Speedway. Race control not quite ready to send them back green. We're going to go around another time, unless they change their mind down the back straightaway here. But you see right there, the light's still on the iRacing.com pace car. You got nothing to do tomorrow night. I suggest you tune into the WD Broadcasting Network once again for the WD Broadcasting Super Series. It's a super late model series that we run on Thursday nights. This is going to be our 3rd week of this current season, as well as Sunday night with the Mid-South iRacing Tour once again. And then next week we'll be back on Wednesday night. But a lot of exciting stuff coming up for the WD Broadcasting Network, especially over on the YouTube side of things. So if you're watching this on Facebook, make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe to the WD Broadcasting Network YouTube channel, as we'll be having some live streams over there as well, and some iRacing videos of some of the races that we do, because I do race indeed on iRacing as much as I do this broadcasting thing. I do race as well, so should be fun events over there. But nonetheless, we are back green flag racing, and Howell with a huge jump. He's going to have a couple car links on the rest of the field right there. JD Legg in the 2nd position, another couple tenths back to Colby McDonald. So everybody getting nice and spread out as they go through turns 3 and 4. Our pole sitter, Colby McDonald, right there in the 3rd position. JD Legg, how about it? 33 laps in, and he is already up 8 positions from the 10th place starting spot. So Legg right now having a really good run in that 2nd spot, but right now it's all Peyton Howell up front. He's got quite a bit of a gap. We saw him get that on the restart. To see the field spread out going into turns 1 and 2. Peyton Hamlet looking to the inside of Drew Chance for the 4th spot. He's going to have 2-time champ Carter Russo in the 21 machine coming right there with him, as well as Chase Pierce with a very poorly damaged race car Pierce involved in a couple accidents there early on. He's got some heavy damage on the left side right there. Doesn't seem like it's affecting the handling or the speed so far. He's currently running in the 6th spot behind two-time champ Carter Russo. Last season with the Mid-South iRacing Tour, Russo coming up just 1 spot short to MK Performance teammate Mark Keatman. So he's trying to pick up where he left off a couple seasons ago. We head to back to the top of the point standings. But right now, it looks like Peyton Howell is currently sitting at the top. He is well ahead of JD Legg in that 2nd spot, just kind of managing the gap right now. Like I said, 200-lap race, long time for things to happen. As we complete lap number 37, battle once again for the 4th spot. Carter Russo said it's my turn to come up into the top 5, and he battles with Peyton Hamlet for the 4th position. One thing I know about Peyton Hamlet is he is patient and resilient. He's always going to be there at the end, so I'm excited to see the ending of this race. I told Peyton before the race that I was cheering for him, and he was my pick to win, so hopefully that was the broadcaster's blessing, not the broadcaster's curse. The last race, with about 25 laps to go, Hamlet was nowhere near the top 5. And then, within 5 to go, he was in the lead, so a lot can happen here at the Five Flag Speedway in a short amount of time. I was about to win that race, and I was involved in an accident, so hopefully we don't see anybody up front get taken out due to a lack of patience and a little bit of bonehead driving, but this is iRacing, and the excitement is always there, as right now, Hamlet's still up on the top side of the racetrack. They've been battling for quite a few laps now. Might start to wonder if Hamlet might be using up those right side tires just a little bit, trying to hold off Carter Russo as they both slide up the racetrack. You see behind them, they've got a train of cars formed right behind them as they go over the digger camera right there. And everybody's starting to kind of pile up behind them. It's Russo on the bottom. Hamlet just kind of hanging right there, not really pushing the envelope necessarily. Neither is Carter Russo. They're just kind of running right there, side by side. Behind them, Drew Chance, Cody Brinson side by side as well. As I say that, the caution flag flies. We'll take a look at what happened. Nick Smith in the 10 machine, sitting the wrong way on the exit of turn number 4. So we'll take a look at what happened as that puts us under yellow once again. Looks like he was battling with Ethan Wolf for the 20th position. As you see the 112 of Wolf right there on the bottom side of the racetrack. Looks like he just gets a little bit too much speed going through the center right there, and the 10 machine sliding up the racetrack. So just the slightest bit of contact there, but that's enough to put us under caution once again. So as we'll watch that from the digger camera down in turns 3 and 4. I believe we'll catch it nicely here. Yeah, you see the contact right there, and up the racetrack went Nick Smith in the 10 machine. So that'll put us under yellow once again. Still, your leader is the number 52 of Peyton Howell, but we've got some stories on pit road. Peyton Hamlet right here in the 19 machine coming down to the pits. It looks like he might have just gotten a little bit of fuel trying to play the pit strategy well. Dalton Collins, Drew Chance as well. They're all on pit road and exiting just before the pace car gets around, so they will stay on the lead lap as you see the field making their way through turns 1 and 2. But under this caution flag period, we will be right back with the WD Broadcasting Network. We're going to go to our quick intermission screen, make sure that works nicely, as you won't miss a thing as we are going nonstop. As folks, it looks like we are back in action, just about ready to go green. Once again, you see the field doubled up behind the iRacing.com pace truck. I keep doing this every time I broadcast. They always have a truck, and it's always car for the first couple times. But nonetheless, we are back. Green flag racing. As Peyton Howell is going to lead the field down into turns 1 and 2. You'll take a look at them as they exit. Might have been contact right there. A lot of cars stacked up, heading through the center of 1 and 2 right there. Cody Brinson in the 94 machine. It popped up that a lot of guys were getting around him. So really don't know what exactly went on right there, but nonetheless, we are back green flag racing. Up front, Peyton Howell starts to rebuild that lead that he just lost. So right now, here we are. About a quarter of the way through this race, 52 laps in this time around. Peyton Howell, your leader in the 52 machine right now. Second place, JD Legg. Colby McDonald as the caution flag flies once again. Another big pileup on the exit of turn number 4 in the way back of the pack. So right here on your screen, battling for the 16th position. Looks like Nick Smith in the 10 just gets in a little bit too much and nowhere for anybody to go. The 98 of Cody Brinson tried to lock it down there. He spun up to the top of the racetrack. Is Colton Coe involved? Dylan Courtney, who was up front at the beginning of this race, he has fallen way to the back of the pack with a lot of damage on that number 22 machine now. So not what you want to see if you were Dylan Courtney. He's back on pit road. It's Dalton Collins. And he's got a bunch of other guys joining him. Courtney being one of those. Colton Coe, Drew Chance, Cody Brinson, a couple of guys just involved in that last caution flag. Bladen Edwards made the trip down pit road right there. So he came down into the pits. Don't know if he grabbed tires, just a little bit of damage, but he's going to be back towards the back after that one. He's going to lose 9 positions from his 9th place starting spot. Is back down pit road once again. Preston Boers in the 29 machine. He's got a lot of damage on the Monster Energy machine right there. You see him pulling into the pit box with a lot of damage. We'll see if he grabs a fast repair right here. It doesn't look like it. It would have been fixed by now, but just still severe amount of damage. That's going to really affect the handling of the 29. Back up front, Peyton Howell still leading this one. He's led quite a few laps so far. I believe he took the lead back on around lap, I want to say 20-ish. Let me fact check that really quick. Yes, it looks like, sorry, lap 16, Peyton Howell took the lead, and he's not giving it back since as we work lap 57 right now. Is back behind the iRacing.com pace car. I believe we're going to be setting him back green next time. You see everybody kind of start doubling up coming out of turn number 4 right there. That's usually a good sign that we're going to be going back racing, and you see right there the lights do end up going off. So we will be going green next time by. Not really that many cars left in this race that don't have some damage on them, so this should be an interesting rest of the races. We're only, like I said, just past a quarter of the way into this one. We still have a lot of green flag racing left to go. So these guys are going to really have to do a better job of managing their cars and being there in the end. As we mentioned last weekend in the online All-American 400, it's really just about being there in the end. As I say that, we are back green flag racing out of turn number 4. Right there is a lap around the 5 Flag Speedway, and Carter Russo, Colby McDonald going at it for the 3rd spot. You see Russo on the top side of the racetrack, McDonald down low. Russo's going to have the advantage, but McDonald really driving it in there deep, burying the 26 machine into the corner. They're going to be dead even coming to the line. That time give it to Russo out of the corner. As Russo trying to make it work up top, McDonald trying to stay true to that bottom lane. As once again, you see it behind him. We saw this happening earlier with Hamlet and Russo side by side. As soon as these guys get side by side, they just start slowing down a little bit, and those cars behind just slowly start creeping their way in. Right there, you see the 17 of Chase Pierce starting to make his way closer to the back bumper of the 26 of McDonald as McDonald peeks ahead going into turns 3 and 4. As battle back behind them, a big scuffle out back. You see everybody, 4 cars side by side right there. Peyton Hamlet in the 19, moving past Jake Brooks for the 14th spot. Bladen Edwards and Ethan Wolf also tangled up right there in the mix. As Brooks in the 57, just kind of riding around up top. He knows that there's a long way left in this one. He's an experienced racer. He's just going to try and be there in the end. As he kind of falls back and lets everything single out right there. It's still up in front of them. McDonald not quite able to get the edge on Russo yet. We saw Peyton Hamlet do this where he kind of just hangs right there. He doesn't really get a big run. He doesn't really let the 21 by, but right there, Russo kind of slipped up going into turns 1 and 2, and that's going to open the door for Chase Pierce in the 17. So Russo not where he wants to be up on the top side right now as we work towards the lap 100 mark. Folks, I will make one thing known. These guys will have to pit. So those guys that have already been down pit road a couple times might be good for a while, but I think they're going to have to pit again. I don't really know what exactly a fuel run is here at the Five Flag Speedway, but if it's anything like Fairgrounds, I'm going to have to estimate their window's going to be 110 to 140. Somewhere in that range, these guys are going to have to pit. Right now, your top 4 have not made a trip down pit road, so we're going to have to keep track of how exactly that goes, but up front, it's still Peyton Howell. J.D. Leggs got a good distance back to Colby McDonald as well, so these front guys really starting to stretch out as we work lap number 69. Yeah, Howell really setting a good pace right now. Just one of the faster cars on the racetrack. Just kind of saving the tires. It's a long way to go. These guys only get one set of fresh Hoosier rubbers, so they're going to have to choose when they use them nicely. And with my days of doing these long races, I've heard a lot of strategy talk. And sometimes it's just to follow the leader game, but every now and then you get a guy that is willing to kind of roll the dice a little bit. We saw a couple of those guys do it last weekend in the All-American 400. It just didn't pay off. So you play it safe, or do you go down pit road a little bit later than everybody else, try and get a little bit fresher tires for the end. We'll find out in a little bit. But nonetheless, your leader right now, Peyton Howell, but the other Peyton out back, Hamlet making some moves. He got around Ethan Wolf that time. Is in front of him, Brinson and Edwards making a little bit of contact. We saw him going through the center of the corner that time. The 72 machine got tapped in the rear bumper by Cody Brinson. This all back into the 15th position. Everybody on the racetrack right now, single filed out. Your champion from last season. Oh, Peyton Hamlet out back. Big time sideways out of turns 1 and 2 right there. That's going to open up the door for Ethan Wolf and Dalton Collins, but he got way sideways out of the corner that time. Looks like he managed to recover it nicely, but he's stuck up on top of 2 veterans of the Mid-South iRacing Tour. Up in front of them, I was just talking about this, Mark Keatman, last season's champion, in unlucky spot number 13 right now. So far in his Mid-South iRacing Tour career, he's not yet finished a race here at the Five Flag Speedway, trying to break that streak tonight. Looks like he's running safely in the 13th position behind Cooper Ward and Jeb Jones, who are going at it. As, oh wow, hard contact. the number 98 machine of Cody Brinson just mollywhopped the outside wall, for lack of a better term right there. He hit the wall with a lot of velocity right there. We'll take a look at what exactly happened. But it looks like he was battling with Bladen Edwards and just got in way, way, way too hot. This all happening once again for the 15th position. You see the 98 machine just gets in there. I don't know if he lost the rear end, but goes up the racetrack, and the 72 machine of Edwards was not having it. He comes back down, and up the racetrack went the 98. That'll put us under yellow once again. As up front, some strategy being played. I was just talking about this. I nailed it right on the hammer. I nailed the I hit the nail right on the head. Jeez, a hard time to speak here tonight, but nonetheless, strategy game being played right here. You'll love to see it. JD Legg, Shane Williamson down into the pits. Cody Brinson as well, but I don't know if that's quite a strategy call. He might just have some damage on the 98 machine. But yeah, Shane Williamson and JD Legg. We saw Legg running in the second spot. Williamson a little bit further towards the back, but they're going to bring it down pit road. Is up front, still your leader, Peyton Howell. They're kind of pushing the fuel window here. If we get a long run, this could spell disaster. We've seen it happen a few times at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Actually, last season's finale race had a lot of fuel strategy involved. We saw Mark Keatman get extremely lucky and was able to stay on the lead lap with barely any fuel left in the MK Performance number 2. Less than ounces, really. Just running on fumes down the back straightaway, and the caution flag flies, and he's able to take the number 2 down to the pits for service and fuel. But really kind of a risky call here as we push the halfway stage in this race to not come down and get your tires. But I'm sure these guys have a lot more experience at longer races than I do, so I'm sure they have it figured out. But right now, Peyton Howell, your leader, Colby McDonald in second, and Carter Russo third. And we will be right back on the WD Broadcasting Network. I am going to go to a nonstop once again. As once again, as I say that, they start to double up down the back straightaway. So we're going to be sending them back to green once again with just over 100 laps to go. Make that 127 laps to go. Peyton Howell into the gas pedal, down to turn number 4. Carter Russo, Colby McDonald side by side into turns 1 and 2. McDonald's going to let Russo have it, slide back behind for now. Battle right now for the 5th position, Austin Godfrey. Chase Pierce going at it. Godfrey on the bottom, Pierce up top. See what happens as they head down the front straightaway. Looks like Pierce kind of tried to back off there and get in line in front of Dustin Smith on the 33. There's barely going to be enough room. Let's move Austin Godfrey into the top 5. Julian Valdez in the number 21 machine. He's up on the outside. Jeb Jones trying to take the spot away. It's Jones on the bottom, working the inside of the 21 machine. Into turns 3 and 4. It looks like Jones going to have the advantage. Going to complete the pass out of turn number 4. Back up front, Kendrick Crayer in the 66 machine. Starting to go towards the front, Colby McDonald. Big save out of turn number 2. But he's going to lose a little bit of ground to second place driver Carter Russo as well as Kendrick Crayer, as here comes Crayer to the outside in the number 66. McDonald into the 26 machine. Doesn't look like that car is handling very well. He's going to have to come down and get tires on it soon, as we've seen him get loose like that a couple times, and you can only do that so many times here in the super late models on iRacing before that right rear tire starts to get hot. It starts to become your enemy rather than your friend. But right now, these 4 cars right there, Chase Pierce, Austin Godfrey, Kendrick Crayer, and Colby McDonald, was going to say they were all under a blanket battling for the positions right there, but you saw Crayer up the racetrack, McDonald up the racetrack right now, Godfrey trying to make something happen, move into the third position. As the Bump and Run Racing #1 drops to the inside. Tries to get the run out of the corner, gets a little bit sideways. He manages to hang on to it. Is through the center of the corner, just about contact there made between them. Is really good racing here for the final spot in the top 3. Back behind him, a big scuffle. Everybody stacked up right here out of turn number 2. Peyton Hamlet alongside Julian Valdez in the 21 machine. Collins in front of them. Irwindale winner last season, Cooper Ward, trying to make his name known in this battle for the 10th spot. A couple rows back, Colton Coe, Dustin Smith side by side. Just behind them, you see the 2 guys that just went down pit road, J.D. Legg and Shane Williamson. They're side by side contact now on turn number 4. Valadez up the track. And unfortunate, almost up and over. He's sliding up the racetrack, and then he does go over. You saw a chance, just nowhere to go in the 18 machine, sliding into the accident in the 21 of Julian Valdez, going upside down in turns 1 and 2. You saw it on the left side of your screen there, but we're going to get a better look at it from the Goodyear blimp, as Ward and Valdez were battling for the 11th position. So we'll take a look here at what exactly happened. Looks like they just kind of made a little bit of contact, kind of met in the middle there, coming out of turns 3 and 4. And just nowhere for J.D. Legg, Drew Chance, Dylan Courtney even to go. The track just kind of clogs right there in the middle. And 5 Flags, regardless of what it seems, is a tight racetrack. And when the track clogs, there is just nowhere for these guys to go. So a couple heavy hitters collected. J.D. Legg, who we saw running up front, involved in that one. Dylan Courtney, who was fast all day in practice. They will both make their way down pit road. As Legg in his box, Courtney up there in the 22, making his way to his box right now. As unfortunately, I kind of missed this a little bit, but Courtney in the 22 machine, several laps down. As we have 20 cars on the lead lap, the last of those being the 78 machine of Colton Coe. So back under yellow once again. You'll see the top 20 on the left side of your screen right there, just to get an idea of where your driver is at. Currently, those are the only drivers on the lead lap as we approach the halfway mark in about 3 laps. Your leader, Peyton Howell, Carter Russo, Colby McDonald, Austin Godfrey making his way into the top 5, and Kendrick Crayer rounding out the rest of them. But I'm going to try this again. I'm going to go to a quick non-stop and try and make a little bit of a restroom break here before we send him back green. So I'll be right back with the WD Broadcasting Network. You won't miss a thing. Folks, we are back here on the WD Broadcasting Network, and we work lap 100 right now. We are heading into turns 1 and 2. A little bit of contact made right there. Russo into the back bumper of Peyton Howell, but nonetheless, down the back straightaway they go. They move on from it. Leader at halfway, Peyton Howell in the 52 machine. He'll see the cross flags with Carter Russo hot on his tail into turns 1 and 2. Russo, one of those guys that's already been down pit road, so fuel probably not going to be an issue for the 2-time champion, as he is all over the back bumper of the 52 of Peyton Howell. They battle for third behind him. is, oh, up in front of him. Contact made. Russo starting to get a little bit impatient. And he tries to jump off McDonald right there. That's going to stack the field back up. Howell, your leader. Russo second. McDonald third with Austin Godfrey to the outside in the one machine. Things are starting to heat up here with 97 laps to go. You saw Russo make a little bit of contact with the back bumper of the 52 of Peyton Howell. And then he got a little bit sideways ahead. They were covered off the corner, and Colby McDonald looked to the inside in the 26 machine. And just nowhere for him to go. He had to get on the binders pretty quickly there to not turn the 21 of Carter Russo. But right now, Austin Godfrey, Kendrick Crayer battling for the fourth position. As Godfrey's been on the top for a while in the number one machine. You got to wonder if he's kind of starting to burn those right side tires off, but he makes a big charge down the back straightaway, just trying to get around the number 66 of Kendrick Crayer. They still battle side by side. The number one machine really holding them tight there, heading through turns 1 and 2 that time. As Crayer's starting to lose the nose a little bit in the center. You saw that little spot in the center out back. A couple cars going around. It looks like John Piet and J.D. Legg having some problems on the exit of turns 3 and 4. We'll take a look at what exactly happened, as that puts us under yellow once again. As you see right here, J.D. Legg and Ethan Wolf are battling for the 15th position going through turns 1 and 2 right here. And watch up in front of them, the 57 machine of Jake Brooks gets way sideways there, heads to the bottom side of the racetrack. Legg and Edwards going up the track to avoid him, and just really nowhere for J.D. Legg to go. Brooks got the unfortunate entry. He's all the way on the bottom right there and just kind of lost the nose through the center of the corner. So that will send the number 30 machine of J.D. Legg spinning once again. He's going to be all the way back in position number 20. As a couple cars down pit road, one of those being your leader, Peyton Howell. It was time when Russo started knocking on the back bumper. He heads down pit road as well as Carter Russo. So new tires on both of those machines. You see the left sides going up on the 21 right now. Bladen Edwards also down there getting service down on the 72 machine. Preston Bohr is on pit road once again. Cooper Ward as well. So a couple guys making their pit stops right here just past the halfway point. That's going to hand the lead over to Colby McDonald with Austin Godfrey right behind him. We've seen the one machine on that outside trying to make something happen, but might be burning the right sides off. Luckily, he's got another set in the pits. So everybody watching right now on Facebook, I would like to thank you for tuning in, but don't forget to look up the WD Broadcasting Network on YouTube. We are not really swapping platforms, but we're expanding. So we have some streams on both, like here tonight, but other streams will just be on the YouTube side of things. So if you want to stay in touch with the WD Broadcasting Network, make sure you're subscribed over there on our YouTube channel. A lot of good iRacing content coming up in the next couple weeks and months, so a lot to look forward to, as I believe we're going to be sending them back green next time around. The light's still on the iRacing.com pace car race control, just not ready yet to send them back green. So your leader, the pole sitter here tonight, Colby McDonald, he's going to lead just past halfway. As they will double up and get ready to go back green. We're going to be sending them green this time with 88 laps to go. So 88 laps to go. I'm going to be sending them back green. We've seen 9 yellow flags so far in this event. Quite a few, but we've also seen some good racing as well. So there's going to be a little bit of give and take, and hopefully we'll see a lot more of that in the coming laps. But Colby McDonald, Austin Godfrey out of turn number 4. Ooh, kind of stacked up there a little bit. Everybody swerving, and there's going to be a scramble behind him. Saw Keaton in the back bumper of Crayer. McDonald might have spun the tires there on that start, but that stacked them up nonetheless. We are back, and we are still green flag racing into turns 3 and 4. Godfrey into second. Chase Pierce on the top of the 17 machine. Godfrey really slamming the door shut that time around. As Pierce and Crayer now go at it for the second spot. Right now, this is the first time in about 100 laps that Peyton Howell has not been in front of the field. He's right now trying to get around the field with Carter Russo, 3 wide into turns 1 and 2. Russo making contact with Legg. You saw JD Legg go up the track, and they're going to lose a couple spots. Cooper Ward really going for a slide. Wow, hard hit outside wall. Shane Williamson in the 53 machine. Jake Brooks, John Piet also sliding in. You see Peyton Hamlet in the 19. Also spun around going the wrong way, so we'll take a look at what happened there. Looks like it all kind of started right up in front of them. Dalton Collins and Jim Jones battling for the 6th spot. You see right here, Collins going into the corner, gets into the back of Jones. And then as soon as that happens, Williamson into the back of the 19 of Hamlet. Just looks like he got hooked in the right rear by the 112 of Wolf right there, and everybody goes sliding in. The track kind of just gets blocked right there. Unfortunate for those guys, but that will put us under yellow once again. And that actually is going to do it for the number 53 machine of Shane Williamson. He's going to call it a night after that. Pretty hard impact right there. So really unfortunate for the 25th annual All-American 400 winner. But up front, Colby McDonald, your leader. We're approaching 80 to go. I do believe I said 81 last time around. It was actually 91. So I apologize. I can't do math correctly there, but nonetheless, we're going to be sending it back to green with just under 80 laps to go next time. Really should carry a calculator here with me to my right side, as it seems in the past couple weeks, simple calculations like that are just a little bit tough. So we'll be prepared next week. We'll have a calculator going to just do a little bit of subtracting, just to make sure the numbers are pinpoint accurate. So look forward to that in the next couple weeks, but until then, we're going to have these rough estimates that could be 10 digits off. So bear with me, guys. Long race. Speaking of long race, a lot of fuel strategy and tire strategy being played. You see Drew Chance and Julian Valadez on pit road. Colton Coe and Ethan Wolf also making their way on pit road. Preston Boers has been down there for a while. I believe the 29 machine just might be out of contention in this one. He is quite a few laps down. So not the way Preston Boers wanted to end his race in the Monster Energy 29, but sometimes you're the bat and sometimes you're the ball. And looks like tonight he was the ball. So he's going to look for a better result in the coming weeks. Speaking of, make sure you tune in every week on Wednesday nights with the Mid-South iRacing Tour. So we have 15 action-packed races this season. Starting off, obviously, here tonight at the Five Flags Speedway. And then next week, we'll see Hickory Motor Speedway. So 2 really good events to start the season. Then we head to North Wilkesboro and Myrtle Beach. And you'll have to stay tuned to find out the rest in the coming weeks. But pace car off of the racetrack. McDonald goes, Godfrey on the top side. He's going to have to battle Kendrick Crayer once again, but we are back racing into turns 1 and 2. As Godfrey on the top, and the yellow flag flies. John Piet spinning around in turns 1 and 2. We'll take a look at what exactly happened. Is out of turns 3 and 4 right there. That's the restart. And you see Keatman in the 2 machine to the bottom side of the racetrack. Just everybody kind of ran out of room right there. You saw the 57 of Brooks. Didn't know they were 3 wide. Was off the bottom a little bit, and Keatman got down into his inside door, and then got up into the left side door of John Piet. Sorry, had to make sure everything was right with the way I was saying that, but nonetheless, he saw contact. That'll put us under yellow for the 11th time here tonight. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some single file restarts coming at you relatively quickly, as we've had 11 cautions and 124 laps. I'll let you guys do the math on that one. But up front, it's been a relatively clean race. We've seen the front guys really battling good for position. And things are going to start heating up as these guys that just got tires start to make their way back up into the front. You see the 4th spot on the left side of your screen right there. You've seen that name before in this race. Peyton Howell in the number 52, currently sitting in the 4th spot as he led pretty much the entire beginning stages of this race. Just about 100 laps led for the 52 machine. So I expect him to be getting back to the front in a hurry. Another guy that we haven't really talked about much this event, but Bladen Edwards in the 72. He had a lot of speed in the practice session just before this race. So I look to kind of maybe see him make a run towards the front. As well as Carter Russo, the 2-time champion in the 21 machine. He's currently sitting in the 7th spot. We saw him battling with Peyton Howell late in that run before they took pit stop. They were battling for position right there for that top spot. So a lot of good action about to come at you here. But one thing I do want to point out, currently your leader, Colby McDonald, the only car on the racetrack who has not made a pit stop yet. So the 26 machine really rolling the dice here, staying out this late in the run. He's really going to need a couple quick yellows here. Maybe he's just trying to get the track position right now. But everybody else behind him has pit. I will say a few things I do want to point out about the pit stop situations. Colby McDonald has not pit. Austin Godfrey pit on the first lap in that first caution sequence. That's the last time he went down pit road, as well as Dustin Smith. So those guys really starting to push it close on. Actually, I do apologize about that. My timing screen, I was looking at the wrong numbers there. I'll explain when we go back green. But Colby McDonald out front gets another good restart. Chase Pierce going to be brought along on the inside. Move Austin Godfrey back to 3rd with Dustin Smith trying to take a peek to his inside. As also behind them, J.D. Legg and Bladen Edwards side by side for the 7th spot. Russo up the track. That's going to send Peyton Howell for a big ride in the 52 machine. As Howell goes in and gives it right back, Russo goes for a slide of his own, and that'll put us under caution. So we saw the contact going into turns 1 and 2 right there. As Howell went up the racetrack with Russo as well. We'll take a look at what exactly happened from the Goodyear blimp so we get a perfectly clear view of what went down going into turns 1 and 2. See, here they are going down the front straightaway. We see the 21 get into the corner and just not go to the bottom of the racetrack. You saw Howell kind of turn in like Russo was going to go to the bottom, and Russo just never turned the 21 machine to the bottom side of the racetrack, and then right there going into the corner, a payback from the 52 machine. So that'll put Russo, that'll put us under yellow once again. As we will be right back on the WD Broadcasting Network. I really don't know why. I'm actually back on the WWE Broadcasting Network. We went to go have a conversation with a couple of the guys in that to see what exactly happened within the session. I saw a little bit of a mess up on the screen right there, but we got everything figured out as we are pacing once again here. See on the top left of your screen, 12 cautions here at the Five Flag Speedway. So 134 laps in, we're going to be setting up back green with 66 laps to go. Got it right that time. Is on turn number 4. Chase Pierce, the leader. And he always spins the tires. That's going to open up the door for Dustin Smith. He's still sideways. Smith to the bottom side of the racetrack. And going into the corner, Layden Edwards into the 72 machine. Looks like he had some contact. We'll take a look at what exactly happened. I just don't know quite what happened, but we saw him coming out of 4 on the restart. Here's the 72 of Edwards. He's got Austin Godfrey in the one behind him. Looks like, I don't really know what exactly happened. The one machine just kind of spun around in front of him. Edwards with just nowhere to go. And that'll put us under yellow once again. And I do believe we're going to be going to single file restarts this time. So that is good news. Under that last caution period, we did see leaders Colby McDonald, Austin Godfrey make the way down pit road. So the only person left on the racetrack that has not made a pit stop is actually your race leader, Chase Pierce, and he's going to be really cutting it close to the fuel window as we approach 50 laps to go on this one. I don't really know how exactly Pierce hasn't ran out of fuel yet, but nonetheless, he is your race leader, so he does have that going for him. Dustin Smith in the second spot, Peyton Hamlet third, J.D. Legg in the fourth position, and Carter Russo in the fifth spot. I do have to say, unfortunately, Peyton Howell, you see on the bottom left of your screen right there, is out of this one. He has withdrawn from the event. So, do really hate to see it for the 52 of Howell. He had a really good run going. Just an unfortunate circumstance has him out of this race, but we are approaching 60 laps to go here on the WD Broadcasting Network. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in so far, as we still have quite a few laps left to race here. A lot more exciting coming at you, or a lot more excitement coming at you. So I'm going to go to a quick non-stop screen, and we'll be right back with the WD Broadcasting Network. As folks, we are back on the WD Broadcasting Network. I apologize for that little pop-up you saw there on your screen. For a second, you guys probably thought this wasn't iRacing, but I do promise you that it is. And Chase Pierce, Dustin Smith, Peyton Hamlet, your top three as we go back green flag racing down into turns 1 and 2. Middle of your screen right there, Cooper Ward in the 99. Not where he wants to be, up on the outside of Jake Brooks and Colton Coe. Up in front of him, battle for the second position, Dustin Smith. Peyton Hamlet going at it for position number 2. Here comes J.D. Legg in the 30 machine, who we saw up towards the front earlier on in this one. It's Hamlet down low, Smith up high. He's going to complete the pass. New second place spot. Peyton Hamlet is Dustin Smith tagging the wall right there. He's going to lose several positions. That's going to allow J.D. Legg and Carter Russo to get by. 4 cars under a blanket for the second spot. But up front, oh, contact out behind him. I was going to say up front, Chase Pierce, but got a pretty good advantage. But Smith and Russo made a little bit of contact. They fall back from a JD Legg and Peyton Hamlet. One thing I will say, folks, a couple guys starting to pick up the pace a little bit. Jake Brooks and Colton Coe that last time running their fastest laps of the race, so maybe a little bit of speed left in those machines. Behind them, Drew Chance, Mark Keatman. You saw the 2 machine a little bit sideways out of turns 1 and 2. MK Performance number 2 might be starting to run out of right rear tire. So he currently sits in the 9th position. I remind you guys that this is actually his 4th attempt at finishing a race here at the Five Flag Speedway. So Keatman just trying to start off the season strong. Unfortunately, he DNF'd last season at the Five Flag Speedway, which was the season opener, but he did go on to win the championship. So Keatman trying to carry the momentum from the end of last season into the beginning of this season and see where it takes him. But nonetheless, in the 9th spot right now with 50 laps to go next time around. Pierce, your leader, Hamlet 2nd, JD Legg 3rd. Ooh, contact right there, center of your screen. Everybody checks up. We might stay green as, oh, the caution flag flies. You saw Jones in the 37 machine just kind of make a hard right turn right there on the exit of the corner. Don't really know what exactly that was about, but you saw right here going into turns 3 and 4, Jones and Collins side by side. Collins in the bottom of the 95 just gets up the racetrack ever so slightly. Jones trying to put the crossover move on him, gets into the back bumper, and around they went. So we thought we were going to see it go back green, but I think Jones might, right there, I think what might have happened, and coming from my personal experience, he tried to downshift, try and get back going as quickly as he could. He might have spun the tires out right there. So that puts us under yellow once again. Action down pit road. Chase Pierce, Peyton Hamlet, Dustin Smith, Drew Chance all making their way down pit road to get service under this caution period. So Pierce, the first one down, parks in his box a little bit sideways. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody actually get service on their car like that. But you see the right side tires going up on the 17 machine. It's going to be all 4 this time around on lap 153. So these guys, I will say, are going to have significantly fresher tires than those who pit a couple or previously in the race. JD Legg, your leader right now, he pit all the way back on lap 117. Carter Russo even further back on lap 108. The rest of the top 5 right there kind of in the same 117 range. Colby McDonald, 130. Dalton Collins, 130 as well. But the 4 cars that just went down pit road right there, Drew Chance, Chase Pierce, and Peyton Hamlet, all going to have good tires for the remainder of this race. So with just under 50 laps to go, it's really still anybody's game. Do JD Legg and Carter Russo have what it takes to fend off what's going to be a hard-charging Drew Chance, Chase Pierce, and Peyton Hamlet, who all got 4 fresh tires that time around? And ladies and gentlemen, I've mentioned it before, but I have to reinform you now. A couple weeks ago, I've mentioned previously on the WD Broadcasting Network news about a virtual Kalamazoo Clash being broadcasted right here. The original date for that was this Saturday, November 19th, but unfortunately due to scheduling conflicts and other issues that we've had arise, we're going to be moving that race back just a couple months to get everything, to give everybody more time to prepare and get some more drivers entered in that as well. So the new date will be January 7th of the new year. So Saturday night, January 7th, 8 p.m. Make sure you mark your calendars and find your seats, because that's going to be an event you will not want to miss. And it will be broadcasted right here on the WD Broadcasting Network on Facebook, as well as the YouTube channel. So should be a pretty good event, but nonetheless, we are going back green flag racing once again with JD Legg, Carter Russo, and Jake Brooks leading us to the stripe. So here comes Colton Coe in the 78 machine. He's got a bruised WD Broadcasting Network P1 Performance number 78, but he moves to the inside of Jake Brooks. That's going to move him into the third position. Here comes last season's champion, Mark Keatman, in the number 2 machine. Moving right along with him. Jake Brooks not where he wants to be, up top in the 57. So here comes pole sitter Colby McDonald to his inside as well. So Brooks hung out to dry out. Or up top. Looks like everybody's just going to freight train around him. Here comes Chase Pierce and Peyton Hamlet as well. But up front, your leader, JD Legg, who we saw running second for the very early stages of this one. We saw him running second to Peyton Howell, but Peyton Howell, unfortunately, has withdrawn from the event. So JD Legg, your leader right now. Carter Russo second, and Colton Coe into the third spot. As they make their way into turns 3 and 4, you see everybody starting to settle down and single file out. So right now, it kind of looks like the battle is for position behind him. Chase Pierce moving to the inside of Dalton Collins. 95 machine up the racetrack, and Chase Pierce with a heavily bruised number 17 is going to make the pass, work out of turns 3 and 4. Here comes Peyton Hamlet as well to the inside. You saw the 95 of Collins right there just kind of let up, go around him, or let him go around you slowly. He's got 40 laps left to move his way back to the front. With the way that this one's gone, we might see another caution before this one's all said and done. So Collins right now just trying to play the tire saving game and be there in the end. But right now, two guys that are not wanting to save tires is Mark Keatman and Colton Coe. Oh, caution flag on the speedway out back. Drew Chance slow on the back straightaway. We'll take a look at what happened. That puts us under yellow once again at the Five Flag Speedway. We'll take a look as they were battling it out back. I believe the other two cars next to him were cars that were a lap down. You see Valadez in the 21, John Piet in the 5. We'll take a look at what exactly happened. Looks like Chance just gets a little bit loose off the corner, locks him down, trying not to hit anything, and that'll put us under caution once again on the WD Broadcasting Network. So up front, your leader, JD Legg, behind him, two-time champion Carter Russo behind him, defending champion Mark Keatman. As I do believe Colton Coe in the 78, he heads down pit road. We have seen the 78 machine on pit road before, but I believe he just took 4 fresh tires. So the 78 of Colton Coe with fresh tires for the remainder of the event. That's going to be, once again, significantly more laps on the tires for everybody else. So Colton Coe with 4 fresh Hoosier tires to end off this event. But up front, once again, Legg, your leader. And that second place car, Carter Russo, in this race we've seen so far, he's not afraid to use that front bumper. So JD Legg just might have to watch his rearview mirror, because Carter Russo wants that lead, and he wants it bad. Behind him, Keatman, last season's champion, trying to finish his first ever race at Five Flags with the Mid-South iRacing Tour. And right now, it looks like he might be doing it in style, as he's currently sitting in the 4th position. Pole sitter Colby McDonald in position number 4. Chase Pierce in the 17, rounding out the top 5. Peyton Hamlet, Dalton Collins as well right there. Austin Godfrey, Jake Brooks, Julian Valadez rounding out the top 10. See, on the left side of your screen, we still got about 13 cars on the lead lap in this one. Last of which being the 33 of Dustin Smith. And one thing I do want to mention on the left side of your screen, you see where it says that Cooper Ward and Jim Jones are out of this one. That actually means that they have disconnected entirely from the session. That's what that number right there, or that's what that wording says. So you see Jones, Ward, Bladen Edwards, Peyton Howell, all have left the session, so they are out of contention. is what that means. But you see Ethan Wolf and Dylan Courtney, it says they are down a few laps. So with how many laps we have left in this race, those guys are going to try and get those 2 spots from Jem Jones and Cooper Ward. But nonetheless, we are back green flag racing with just above 30 laps to go. Into turns 3 and 4, Leg with a pretty significant lead over Russo. Just a couple car lengths, but good start nonetheless for Leg. Is behind him, a little bit of contact. Colby McDonald, Chase Pierce. You saw the 17 machine get in with the front bumper. He's right there on the back bumper of McDonald, and battle right now for the 2nd position as well. Here comes the defending champion, Mark Keatman, to the inside of Carter Russo. Some more contact behind him. McDonald up to racetrack. That's going to open up the door for Peyton Hamlet in the 19 machine. Move McDonald back to 6th. Move Peyton Hamlet into the 5th position and out of turn number 4. Russo is going to make it work up on top. He'll stay in the 2nd spot for now. So there's 4 cars all right there battling for the last couple positions on the podium and in the top 5. Leg starts to stretch out that lead. Last time by, though, everybody, those 4 cars behind JD Leg were quicker. Quickest car on the racetrack being the number 19 of Peyton Hamlet. Right here, Keatman back to the inside of Carter Russo once again. Russo holding him tight down into turns 3 and 4. The 2 car and the 21, the MK Performance teammates side by side for the 2nd spot behind him. Colby McDonald into the number 26 machine going around. That'll put us under caution for a whopping 16th time here tonight with 25 laps to go. Looks like right here, battling for the 6th position, Colby McDonald in the 26 right there, and Dalton Collins behind him. Just the smallest bit of contact with Collins right there to the rear bumper of the 26, and that was enough to send McDonald spinning. I do believe that's going to South iRacing Tour. Somebody in the comment section below might be able to fact check that one for me. But from my data right here, this is his first start. So Leg is your leader with 25 to go. You see at the top left side of your screen. As while I'm here, I'm going to do a quick fact check and make sure that this is indeed JD Leg's first ever start in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. We got a nice info page here for the Mid-South iRacing Tour that I can see right when I pull up the page. I can just see everybody that's all the stats, all this good stuff. So very useful. Yeah, doesn't show that JD Leg has made a start here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. So an impressive debut run nonetheless for Leg. In the 30 machine, we've seen him bounced around a little bit, but for the majority of the race, he has been towards the front few spots, and right now we find him on the top spot. So with 23 to go, things are going to really start heating up if they weren't already. After the end of these long events, the tempers start to boil, and right now you're seeing, or we've seen so far, the tempers getting the best of a few drivers. So hopefully everybody can keep their cool for the remainder of this race, but I expect things to heat up with 23 laps to go. As the lights go off on the iRacing.com pace car, still single file this restart. So I think the admins of Mid-South iRacing Tour really just wanting to get this one over with. A lot of times you'll see, we've seen it previously on in this race where we've gone to a single file restart. If they've got quite a few green flag laps going, they'll put it back to double file restarts, let everybody get a chance to race it out. But right here, we are still single file. So foot being pressed down firmly and out of turn number 4, we are back green flag racing into turn number 1. And the party is spoiled before we even cross the stripe. You see the pace car hasn't even stopped yet, and we're back under the yellow flag. So take a look at what exactly happened. As yeah, just another really weird issue on the restart. And I believe that's from what happened up in front of them. You saw them kind of slow down on the exit of turns 3 and 4. As you see everybody stack up in front of him, Dustin Smith, Colby McDonald, just really nowhere to go. Julian Valadez in the 21 machine also collected as well, but just really nowhere for them to go. Everybody in front of them kind of stacked up, and just not really anywhere for them to go. They all stopped, and the track was clogged. Really just an unfortunate deal. I will say that is going to conclude Dustin Smith's night. He's had a good run in the 33 machine. We've seen him up to about the second, third place position, maybe lead a few laps. But that's going to be a night, and that leaves just 12 cars left on the lead lap. We started with 26. We are down to 12, so 12 guys going to be duking it out for 20 laps here at the Five Flags Speedway. There's 19 laps to go. We're working lap 180. Sorry, 181. Get that number right. Just kind of looking at my timing screen, making sure everything's right, and some of the screens show a little bit different, so I gotta know which one to pick from now on, but nonetheless, 18 to go at the stripe that time. Under caution, once again. Next week, we head to the Hickory Motor Speedway, so that should be a pretty good race. Given that Race Control is able to kind of sort out what exactly went wrong in this race and prevent that from happening next race. But sometimes people are just having a rough night, and we're going to give the league the benefit of the doubt tonight that this was just a controversial night, we'll put it that way. But nonetheless, out of turn number 4, JD Legg, Carter Rousseau bringing us back to the green flag. Legg's going to have a big gap going into turns 1 and 2. Everybody behind him kind of already single filed out, but here comes Colton Coe to the inside of Austin Godfrey. That's for the 7th spot. Looks like Coe backs out of it for now. Still 17 laps to go. Some time for these guys to make moves. Right here, the biggest battle on the spot for that 2nd spot. Keatman right back to the back bumper of Carter Russo in the 21. Pierce also joining him in that battle. So we'll pay attention right here and see if Keatman's able to work his way around Carter Russo with 15 laps to go. Right there, you see the 2 machine of Keatman just able to get through the center of the corner a little bit better than Carter Russo. It really shows as he exits the corner right there is Colton Coe. Drew Chance able to slide around Austin Godfrey for the 7th position. Looks like there might have been a little bit of contact there. Don't really know what exactly happened, but up front, Russo, Keatman, Pierce, Hamlin, all under a blanket. 4 out of the 5 cars in the top 5 single filed right there. You see everybody, and we'll watch them as they head into turns 3 and 4. There's your top 5, and there is 6th place. So a big gap back to the 57 of Jake Brooks. But a great battle happening for the 2nd spot. Keatman just all over the back bumper of Carter Russo. So we have 12 laps to go. This time by Legg still out front. We look at the last time around. We'll show them up on the left side of your screen right there. That's the times around last time by. Just kind of focus in on that top 5 little group. They are so close on times here, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody just right under a blanket right there. You see a little bit of difference between Keatman and Russo, but the gap didn't really change, so that might have been happening. That might have happened from a little bit of a loose moment, but even with that much of a gap, they are still really, really close. So once again, they go around, and Keatman and Russo just on top of each other. Almost identical lap times as they head into turns 3 and 4. So JD Leg comes around. He'll see 8 laps to go. So JD Leg in his first start, looking to potentially pick up a Mid-South iRacing Tour victory. Is back behind them. Colton Coe has gotten around Jake Brooks for the 6th spot. Back behind them, Austin Godfrey. Looks like he stopped on the racetrack right there. Gonna call it a night. In the number 1 machine, don't really know what exactly happened. But right there in front of him, you see Dylan Courtney, the lap car, on the inside, trying to let these leaders by. As Russo tries to get around the top side. Courtney doing a oh no! Wow. I don't know if I've ever seen that one before, ladies and gentlemen. But, man, the luck just ran out for Mark Keatman. Dylan Courtney with a... Oh, I don't even know what exactly happened. I mean, we'll take a look at it again from the same angle that we were at, but just looks like the 22 machine just pulls a hard right there, and Keatman going up the racetrack. We were just talking about Keatman having a good run going and trying to keep the momentum up going, or keep the momentum going up from last season. As Courtney just, I don't really know what exactly happened. We'll take a look at the in-car of the 22 machine to see if he just got loose on the apron right there or what, but here's the 22's in-car heading down the front straightaway. This should give us as good of a look as it gets, so he's a little bit loose right there. Oh yeah, he just turns, hooks a hard right on the, he hooks a hard right on the 2 machine. That'll put us under yellow once again. So unfortunate for your champion last season. But that's going to take him out of this event. I do believe Mark Keatman is down on pit road. Yeah, he's on pit road, a couple laps down. Oop, sorry, I did not realize I was on my screen right there. A little bit of a blunder there, trying to get the cameras swapped back. But nonetheless, up front, your leader, JD Leg, is here we go. Yeah, just a really poor display of sportsmanship right there from the number 22 of Courtney's. I believe he's pulled off of the speedway, but nonetheless, just a really poor displaying of sportsmanship. Just not a good move. You should never ever take somebody out on purpose, especially like that. I understand the tempers get hot, but that's just a really unacceptable move. Especially from someone who we've seen up front this entire race. It's just a blatant display of disrespect for the league, everybody really. That's just a poor thing. I really do feel for Mark Keatman. He was having such a good run in the number 2 machine, and now he sits down on pit road. Fortunately, with as many cars are on the racetrack, he's only fallen back to the 12th position, but still not where he wanted to be. He had the chance to get a top 3, potentially a victory, and we're going to be sending him back to green with 2 whole laps to go. So 2 to go for JD Leg, Carter Russo, Chase Pierce, and Peyton Hamlet. So high stakes right here. Out of turn number 4. Leg going nice and early. Russo's going to have to tuck in behind him. Hamlet out back. Might have missed the shift right there. 3 wide into the corner. And the caution flag flies once again. Colton Coe in the 78 machine on the bottom side of the racetrack. Just kind of hanging on at this point. We'll take a look at what happened. Yeah, I think the 19 of Peyton Hamlet missed a shift right there. So here they are coming green. Looks like Hamlet just kind of stops right there. And Coe just gets into the back bumper with 0 places to go. Chance gets into his back bumper. And that's going to do it for Coe's chances. And this right here will be our final attempt at a green-white checkered. I do apologize if you are in the YouTube live feed. There is a bot in the chat right there. I'm going to try and get that cleared up before we go back green. Definitely do not click on any of the links that in the chat below. I do apologize though. trying to get everything sorted out here to get that out of the chat. So, not cool, but everybody kind of knows how life is these days with the internet and how many bot things go around. It's just unfortunate that we have to deal with stuff like that. But as you can see, it is in our YouTube comments, so I do apologize. Trying to get that figured out to kind of see. Actually, don't really know why, but I can't see that in. There we go. I got it now. Let's. There we go. I think we got it figured out. There we go. I think I got it figured out. Everybody, I do apologize for that minor inconvenience, but nonetheless, we are going to be going back green this time by. Sorry, next time by. Or maybe not. Yeah, the light's still on the iRacing.com pace car, but folks, this will be our final attempt at a green-white checkered finish. So it's going to be JD Legg, Carter Russo, Chase Pierce, Colby McDonald leading us to the green. We saw Peyton Hamlet have some trouble on that last restart. Very unfortunate. He was having a good run in the top 5, but he's going to be back to the 10th spot, and he's going to have a lot of room to make up on this last restart if he wants a shot at the victory. Oh, they're stacking up under yellow. Okay. Everybody having a hard time getting double filed up right here. I think they've got it figured out. You're going to see JD Legg, Carter Russo, Chase Pierce, Colby McDonald, and Drew Chance, your top 5, with Jake Brooks to their backside right there in the 6th spot. But nonetheless, final time into turns 3 and 4. This will be the last restart of the race. I can promise, folks, it's going to be JD Legg, Carter Russo into turns 3 and 4. Legg going nice and early once again. And down into turns 1 and 2. 2 laps to go for race leader JD Legg. Russo about a car length back in the 21 machine. Going through turns 3 and 4. This time, contact behind him. Pierce up the racetrack, and that's going to bring out the caution. I do believe that's going to wrap this one up. JD Legg will be your winner. The caution flag flew right there. With 1 lap to go, we saw Pierce and McDonald making contact right there. We'll take another look at what exactly happened. But yeah, going through the corner right there. You saw the 26 of McDonald, get into the corner. Yeah, just a little bit too much speed carried through the center of the corner right there. Not really anything McDonald can do. He didn't really expect Pierce to check up as much through the center of the corner. But, you know, sometimes that just happens, and it's just part of a racing deal. So the caution flag does fly. That will be the end of the event, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize for it ending under yellow flag conditions right there. But nonetheless, JD Legg, your feature winner here tonight. Carter Russo, second, and in the 3rd spot here tonight, Julian Valadez going to round out your field. So, thank you for sticking it out here tonight. I will be back with an interview from our top 3 competitors in just a moment. I'll be right back on the WWE Broadcasting Network. As folks, we are back here on the WD Broadcasting Network. On your screen right now, you see your winner, JD Legg, in the number 30 machine. We're going to bring him up for a word. As Mr. Legg, we saw you start in the 10th position in this race, and you worked your way up to the top spot. It was kind of a back and forth race from you, and you ended up in the top spot here tonight. Tell us how your race went.
Yeah, no, I knew we were gonna have to either pit before those guys or after them. So we were kind of getting some long runs in there. So I decided after one of them to go take tires and just try and get ahead of them coming from the back. A lot of cautions got into some stuff, and luckily it all worked out.
Yeah, as you said, a couple of cautions, and I think that's a little bit of an understatement. You toughed it out though, and ended up coming around and picked up the victory. I'll give you a chance to thank anybody that you got to thank, because I'm sure it took a team effort to get you in the victory lane here tonight.
Yeah, the whole Mad Motorsports crew, they're pretty solid on this deal. I can't thank everybody enough.
Alrighty, Welp. Congratulations on your victory in the season opener here tonight, and we got Hickory Motor Speedway next week. Will we see you there?
Hopefully, I like that place, and I think I can get around there pretty good. So, if it all works out, then I think we'll be there.
Alrighty, Welp. Congratulations on your victory here tonight, and we wish you luck next week.
Thank you.
Yep. Alrighty, folks, that was your winner here tonight, and I do believe we're going to be getting a word from our second place finisher, Carter Russo, but I don't see third place finisher Julian Valadez in there anywhere, so we will get a word from our second place finisher, Carter Russo, right here. Well, Carter, we've had you on the WD Broadcasting Network quite a few times. This time you're coming home in the second place spot here tonight. Came up just one spot short, and just tell us how your race went.
Yeah, long race, it's these long races like this, you gotta plan your pits out with your tires and your fuel. And I took my tires and fuel around like lap 120, 125, and just started to ride after that. And then I couldn't think we got closer to lap 150, and all the guys in front of me came down and about P2, and just kind of went downhill from there. Everybody started wrecking and couldn't, laps to even get past them, and then two green white checkers just didn't have enough, and then we wrecked on both of them. So it's a tough race. Glad I came home second. A lot of races this season, trying to do better than I did last year. Didn't really finish too many races, so if we can just finish races, I think we'll be another contender for a championship.
Yeah, and you got two of those to your credit already. And second place here tonight, a good start to your season. But as you said, the tire strategy just didn't quite work out. And me personally, I was on board with yours 100%. Take them at halfway and not have to push that fuel window. But a couple of guys really did push the fuel window, and it did work out. JD Legg being one of those, he actually pit 117 a couple laps after you did, and it obviously worked out for him here tonight. What's it going to take to get the number 21 machine one spot better at Hickory next week?
Yeah, I think just qualifying better. I think I qualified like 12th or something, and I had to work my way up through. And I knew I had a set of tires in the pits, so I was just trying to get to the front and not to burn my stuff up, but get there at the same time. And I did that pretty well. Once I came down pit road, I knew it was going to be difficult to, not burn my stuff back up and avoid wrecks and get to the front. So it was a long night. I love these long races like this, but I just wish we could get more green flag laps. I can't thank Mark Keatman Performance for letting me run under his name. Hate that he got wrecked how he did. That's kind of bull crap. But that same thing happened to me last season for the championship. J&T Towing, can't thank them enough. Everybody that gets me here, it's a lot of fun. Love doing this. Thanks to Jake Brooks at Mid South. Couldn't be here without him.
Alrighty, Welpa. Well-spoken, Carter Russo. Congratulations on your second place finish here tonight. We wish you luck next week at Hickory.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that was second place finisher here tonight. Carter Russo, after a caution-filled race, you guys saw what exactly unfolded, and sometimes that just happens in racing, and we've all seen those, and it sucks to be a part of them, but sometimes it pays off in the end, like it did for JD Legg here tonight, picking up his first career victory in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. So congratulations to JD Leg and team, and that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight on the WD Broadcasting Network with the Mid-South iRacing Tour. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night for the third race of the season in the WD Broadcasting Network Super Series. So should be a good race there tomorrow night, and as well as Sunday night with the Mid-South iRacing Tour Dirt Series. So thank you to everybody tuning in, and we will see you guys next time. Y'all take it easy.